price. Tried and tested 10 fucking years of balance testing. Anybody remember the armory in Brood War? How much did the armory cost in Brood War, guys? Everybody in chat, I want you guys to tell me right now. How much did the armory cost in Brood War? Go on, tell me right now. How much did it cost? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody in chat? Do you guys know how much an armory costed in Brood War? Oh, wait a minute! That's right! An armory costed 100 minerals, 50 gas in Brood War. Holy shit! My god! Isn't that amazing? Well, what do you know? So let me get this straight. A Brood War player that wants to go mech can actually build an armory pretty early on after they have their factory, and they can get their weapons upgrade, can't they? Well, wow! Isn't that weird? Isn't that fucking weird? It's almost like a game that's been out 12 years that has almost perfect balance got it right. Holy shit! Wait a minute, isn't mech viable in that game against Protoss? Well, I'll be damned, it is viable! Well, what the fuck? Mech is viable in Protoss, it's viable against Protoss in Brood War, and the armory cost 150. But nah, that couldn't be it, that's such a tiny change, right guys? That's like a really tiny change. How could that ever make mech better or affect anything? Well, let's go back to Brood War. What if let's theory craft. What if what if an armory in Brood War costed 100 gas and 150 minerals? Huh. Well, that means earlier on in the game it would be a lot more difficult for Terran to get their armory out and upgrade their units. It seems like Terran would actually have to cut an armory or choose. Do I want a factory or do I want an armory? And that actually hurts a lot at that stage in the game, that early on in the game. If you guys... I don't know how many people followed Brood War, but there was like a revolution in TVP. It's called the Flash build. Anybody here hear of Flash? If you guys have heard of Flash, I would like you to say Brovelo has heard of Flash in the chat, please. Has anybody here heard of some guy named Flash in Brood War? Anybody? Anybody? Does anybody know who Flash is? Just go on, guys. If you've heard of Flash, let me know in the chat. Anybody hear this guy named Flash? You guys, some of you have heard of this guy named Flash. That's interesting. Wow, never heard of never heard of Thunder. Okay, so this Flash guy, he was a really good player in Brood War, right? And you know what he started doing in TVP? He started getting an armory extremely early after his factory, and you know why? Do you know why he got his armory really early, guys? It's because it turns out upgrades are very important. They're like mega important. And so it turns out, TVP, if you get an armory really early after your factory, you can actually upgrade your units, and your units become pretty strong against Protoss units. But remember, an armory cost 100 minerals, 50 gas in Brood War, so you could do that. By the way, tanks also cost only 100 gas in Brood War and were stronger. But I'm just leaving that out because I don't want to bring that into the argument here. But you guys get the picture, right? I hope you get the picture. Brood War armory, 100 minerals, 50 gas. You could get it really early on in the game. You could start your upgrades early on in the game to keep up with the Protoss or the Zerg or whatever the fuck. Now we look at StarCraft 2. Armories 150, 100 Vespian gas. So now you have to choose. Do I want to build a factory or do I want to build an armory? Because the armory may not even pay itself off. Not only that, but you need a starport for detection because ComSat is not... That's the other thing. Oftentimes if you go mech in StarCraft 2, you usually need a Raven because you don't... the mules, the ComSat is not free. Whereas in StarCraft 1, once you built a ComSat station, every scan you did was essentially free. Like it didn't... there was no like time investment of like, oh, I could have had a mule. There was none of that. If you just built the ComSat, then you just simply had scans to use. You just had scans, and you could use them whenever, and it didn't cost you like theoretically like, oh, I could have had more minerals during that time. So you got to remember that too. So a Raven and a Starport's another 300 Vespian gas if you want to play mech. So back to so that's what I want to say about the armory change, guys. This change will not make mech any more viable. All it does is it makes Vikings stronger in late game, sure, but as of right now, currently in the current StarCraft 2 mech versus Protoss, mech versus Zerg metagame, if you choose to go mech, you will 100% of the time be playing handicapped because of an upgrade disadvantage, because the opponent can get them a lot earlier in the game than you. And that's the issue with mech. You're at an upgrade disadvantage throughout the whole game. And is that being addressed in this patch? No, it is not. So mech is not going to change. Okay, so let's move on to the next change here, because this is a funny one too. Siege tank. Siege mode attack period decreased from 3.0 to 2.8. That's interesting. I thought they were going to 2.7. Guess what? They pussied out again. Anytime that they want to buff mech, they just fucking pussy out. They're just like, they're like, I mean, I can imagine the Blizzard design team, but if we make tanks too strong, we might break the game. There might be more than one strategy, guys. If they make tanks actually not suck balls, can you imagine? There might be 2 strategies instead of 1. It might not be bio every game. Boo hoo 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 hoo. So we can't buff it to 2.7. We gotta fucking go back to 2.8. It's too scary to go to 2.7. There might be another strategy other than bio fucking viable. Boo hoo hoo hoo. We can't have more than 1 strategy in a strategy game. Ah! Ah! Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking joking? Are they that afraid of having 2 strategies in a strategy game instead of 1? Oh my god! There might be 2 strategies! Ah! What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, I'm reading through the chat, guys. Let's read through the chat. I'm reading. I mean, come on, guys. Like, holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Really? They pussied out that badly? They couldn't even put it at 2.7. They had to go to 2.8? What are they afraid of? What the fuck are they afraid of? I don't get it. There's like 1 strategy in their strategy game right now. Now, I heard... Guys, this is a secret between you and me and everybody on the stream. But I heard in strategy games there should be more than 1 viable strategy. Holy shit. Don't tell David Kim. He'll shit his pants. Holy fuck. We'll keep that between you and me, guys. My god. Holy fuck, monkeys. So, somebody's asking, Brother Joe Ray, do I think Blizzard's rationale might be that upgrades arrive later for mech because mech has more force multiplication options than bio? Whoa. Stop right there, Brother Joel. You're using 2 big words. Those words you just used? Mech has more force multiplication options than bio? Stop right there, buddy. Those are big words. You might scare David Kim. I don't think they use those big words in the office. I don't think they use such big words to discuss balance. If they had you on the balance team, holy shit, they might actually get shit done. Because it seems like you're actually asking good questions. Fucking force multiplication, holy shit. Look, just calm down, brother. Calm down, Brother Joe Roy. We don't want to scare off David Kim. Those words are fucking huge. I mean, look at multiplication. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... That has like 14 letters in it, man. Force multiplication of siege tanks? Are you kidding me? You think they can discuss that there? That's 14 letters. Too big. Calm down there. Use words like siege tank, too strong. If we buff tank, too strong. Okay, that's how you speak to the Blizzard balance team, because they don't understand unless you cut it, you break it down for them. But back to your question, let me get back to your question here. Where is your question? I lost it. And well, I get the gist of your question, but the fact is, Brother Joel, Blizzard doesn't even recognize it's a problem. So do they think that it'll have force multiplication effects? No, they don't even recognize it's an issue, because if they did, they would have said something about it. And they don't recognize that Mech has an upgrade disadvantage against the other races and against compared to Bioterran. They actually do not recognize this right now, which is why I'm trying to tell them. I've been trying to tell them for like the last couple months. They actually don't realize that there's an upgrade problem with Mech compared to Bio. They don't realize it. Sure, they keep doing these armory changes, combining the upgrades, but these changes are not pinpointed at the problem. So they don't realize what the actual what the core of the problem is, that the upgrades are coming way too late in comparison to a Bio player's upgrades, in comparison to a Zerg getting Evo chambers or a Protoss getting forges. And they also don't recognize the problem that that building the armories conflicts with building factories and starports and the Raven that early on in the game. They don't recognize that those are problems. So no, whatever you said about force multiplication, maybe they have a little bit of an idea, but they don't recognize the upgrade problem. So no. Were there any other questions that I missed there? So no. I mean, they don't even recognize the Immortal's a problem still, and we've told them that for like fucking 2 years. Alright, let me read through the chat more. Any other questions about anything I just said? Ah, man, that is like the entire alphabet. 14 letters, that's fucking a lot of letters. That's a lot. That's a lot. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so what was I talking about? Oh, the siege tank. They pussied out. There's not much else to say. They're afraid. They're afraid. They're fucking afraid. They're so afraid. It's like that first day at school. You're like a parent, and your kid has to go to kindergarten. And you don't want to let the kid go, but you know you gotta let him go. That's sort of Blizzard here with the siege tank. Like, they know that there should be more than one viable strategy in this game, but they're so afraid that they'll break the game by making more than one strategy viable, that every time they say they're gonna buff the siege tank, they actually completely pussy out, and they're just like, no, maybe we'll let him go to kindergarten next year. Maybe he's not ready yet. And then they don't let their kid go to kindergarten, and that's the kid that's like behind a grade. That's sort of what's happening here with the siege tank and Mech in general. They are fucking afraid. They are so afraid they're going to break the game that they don't want to let their little kindergartner go off and actually develop into a good game. I guess that's the analogy I would make here. They're afraid, guys. They're afraid. They're afraid that the game might have two strategies in it instead of just Bio, Widowmine, or Bio. Bio. They're fucking afraid. So exactly, they're afraid. All right, so next change here. Let's Widowmine. Oh my god. This is the one that I haven't read the justification yet. So let me give you the context. Let me take you guys back about 3 months to some tournaments. WCS, Korean Terrans, Bio Widowmine, parade pushing. What's the message that Indigo asked 5 times? What message, or what did he ask? Indigo, indigo.